Hi everyone, my name is Dana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a few dehydrated add-ins that you can use for your dog's meals to make their meals a little bit more beneficial. I'm going to start off right off the bat. I have no problem if you feed raw or if you feed kibble. I currently do feed kibble because I'm not a canine nutritionalist and I'm a little bit scared. I know even though kibble may not be as whatever as raw is, I know for a fact that they are at least getting the bare minimum of all the nutritional requirements that they need, so I don't have to worry about balancing their meals out in that sense. However, I am a big enjoyer of making my dog's food, so I enjoy adding more to the kibble, adding different things to the kibble, and making the meals more beneficial for them. Obviously, if my dogs are gaining weight, which none of them are currently dealing with, that's more of a wintertime thing, the boys might a little bit, then I take away some of the kibble, but keep on adding my alternatives, well not alternatives, my add-ins, and that way they're still getting the base of the kibble, but they're getting more add-ins, more things that are beneficial to them, and more things that it'll make their meals more exciting as opposed to just kibble, kibble, kibble all the time and nothing else. So with that being said, if this is something you're interested in, if you're interested in what you can do to make your dog's meals more exciting, this is the video for you. So I'm going to start off with the ones that I'm currently not selling through the farmer's market, because I am going to also share this video to my business page if people are interested in the things I do have for sale currently, the benefits, what they look like more in a video setting. Do my dogs like them? You'll see how interested they get when I take them out. But this is my salmon bites. This is what I currently use right now to add into their meals. I like these because they're a little less stinky than smelt. Once I run out of these, I also have smelt I'll be using, and it's good. But basically, I'm using this right now, so I'm going through basically the meats I'm adding in right now. So this is obviously salmon. They're low in calorie, which is nice, but they still provide protein, fibers, moisture, omega-3, omega-6, and they're good for their skin and their coat, obviously, because of that. So this is very good for Gunner, who has dusty, dry, old man skin, and the more oils he can get, the better, in my opinion. And I have really been seeing the benefits as I've kind of been adding more and more oily things to his meals. He definitely, his poor allergy paws are looking a lot better. But yeah, so this is one of the dehydrated options. I also use Stewart's beef liver. This is an empty container, but I figured for efficiency, it would be nice to just show the container. It has proteins, obviously, it's beef liver. It helps muscles, keep muscles strong. In Gunner's case, that helps because his hips aren't very good, his joints aren't doing good. So the more muscles we can add on to him, the better. It has, it's rich in iron, copper, and zinc, and it has vitamins B and vitamin A. It has a lot of stuff, and it's quite low on calories too. These, it says we recommend the following serving of treats up to 3 times per day. So these I use as training treats, but then I also add on top of their meal as a meal topper. You really don't need a whole lot. People think, oh my gosh, a little is better than nothing. Like, you don't have to do all these things. Something is better than nothing. But basically it says on here 1 to 2 treats 3 times per day for a 30-pound dog, 30 to 60, 2 to 4 treats 3 times a day. So if they're getting, 2 beef liver chunks in their meal, that's still pretty good. All of these are in the 30 to 60 range, but it's not like the dogs really require or need a lot of these treats. Too much can be just as bad as nothing. But that's one thing. If you are using them for training treats, I personally cut up all the pieces into much smaller bites for the training, and then I'll use a big chunk for their meals. And then what I do is, once I kind of am almost out of treats, there's a lot of dust and crumbles at the bottom, then I use a scooper and I turn that into a meal topper. So really nothing goes to waste, and these containers are so nice, so that I like to reuse the containers. I have a couple big containers like this and then a couple of their half-size ones, and I use those to refill water. I'll use this to store dehydrated treats in, different things like that. So now we're going to get into the ones that I do have for sale currently, outside of smelt. I don't have smelt in here right now. Next up is the duck foot. These are a great source of collagen, glucosamine, and chondroitin, so they're really good for supporting joint health and mobility. These are really good for active dogs, to keep them active as they get older. Also, with them being dehydrated, they are also good for cleaning teeth too, because they are a dry ingredient. So basically what I do with all my dehydrated treats is I add water into the kibble first. I let the kibble absorb as I add my meal toppers, and then I put the dehydrated ones on last, so that way they do their job still. But yeah, so duck feet, and obviously single ingredient, so that's also beneficial too. Alongside that, they also are a good source of protein, calcium, and iron. And they're low calorie, and since they're a single ingredient, hypoallergenic too. Alright, so next up are the dehydrated chicken wings. These are once again a great way to clean your dog's teeth naturally, with them being a dehydrated treat. They are nice and crunchy and help out cleaning up the tartar. They also are a great source of protein and help muscle development. And these also offer natural glucosamine and chondroitin, which offers joint support. These also supply essential vitamins and provide calcium for strong bones. So that is another very good option for calcium. And a lot of people, there's a lot of worry about feeding dogs bones, or people will just feed their dogs bones, which also don't do that. With these being dehydrated, these do not pose the same risk as cooked bones, which will splinter and then can literally tear your dog apart from the inside. These crumble, so they won't do the same thing that a splintering bone will do. Because of that, with them having to crunch on bones, it also can provide mental stimulation depending on how big of a chewer your dog is. These chicken wings last Buddy a pretty long time, and they also last Emma a pretty long time. If you have a dog like Gunner, these last him maybe 2 seconds. He crunch, 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 gone. So these are a great choice for a little bit more of a dainty dog or a smaller dog. In the future, I will also have turkey drums, and we'll see if those are any different. But I'm working on getting a lot more dehydrated dog treats, not only to sell, but also for me and my dogs to have consistently. And all of the stuff I use are obviously by brands I trust, but if I can order them, it makes it a lot more accessible for me, and then a lot more accessible for a lot of other people too. So I don't have a website yet, but if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. Otherwise, if you're in the Kewaunee, Wisconsin area, I participate in the Kewaunee Farmers Market as of now, so you might see me there. Next up is dehydrated rabbit ears. This is the one that has gotten me the most side eyes, but this is like the toothbrush for dogs. Yes, the other ones will also clean your dog's teeth, but this has the actual bristles of a toothbrush. So if you pair this with kelp powder, and then your dog just gets a rabbit ear a day, you will really see some good progress of their teeth getting better. This is another thing. Buddy has been getting these consistently, and obviously paired with my teeth cleaning tool I do have, I've really seen some very good progress from him. Even the vets were very surprised from his last vet appointment how much better his teeth are looking at his age. Especially, Buddy is not a chewing dog. He will not chew on toys. He will chew on his treats, but even sticks, anything, the only stuff he'll chew on are tiny and pathetic. Like, he doesn't just grind on treats like my dogs do and turn them into prison shank toys. Like, he doesn't do that. That's how he chews on things. So these are super important for dogs that aren't big chewers. I have a lot of people ask, how do dogs know to eat that? You have to remember, dogs are gross. Dogs are not people. I see so many people buying these cute dog treats. Oh, but they're a cute little shape. Dogs don't care about that. They eat poop. Dogs eat poop. They don't care what their treats look like, and the nastier, the better. So 100 times out of 100 times, your dog should be picking this over any cutesy treat that you buy. That's one thing that is very funny to me. People look at it and go, ew. And I'll go, yeah, thankfully it's for dogs and not for people. Because yes, it is gross. This is gross. I'm holding it in my hand and it's disgusting, but it's not for me, it's for dogs. And at the end of the day, I care more about my dog's health than I do about what's gross and what isn't, because I'm not a dog, they're dogs. Dogs are not people, and they need different things than we do. Unless you're brushing your dog's teeth every single morning and every single night, this is probably the best alternative to that, because dogs do, in fact, need their teeth brushed. And I don't know a lot of people who actually brush their dog's teeth. I do, but I have a lot of support with me, so it's not like I have to do this big dental cleaning every single day. And even the vets have said, whatever I'm doing, just keep on doing that. So outside of being a great tooth cleaner, this is a great source in fiber, and also because of that, it helps your dogs digest better. It can help clear out parasites and also potentially be a dewormer. And this also just improves digestive functioning. So if you have dogs that are having some diarrheas, having some, constipation, this could help your dog get everything back together. Also, it's a high source of protein, it provides minerals, it's another good source of calcium, and this also could be a good source, once again, of getting proteins into your dog's system if they have allergies, because the most common allergy to me is the chicken allergy. That's the dogs I encounter the most. And the last thing I have read as well is this can help with your dog's anal glands. If you have dogs who have anal glands that are just a little this can help them out and help regulate them so they don't have as many anal gland issues. This is not something I really have an issue. Gunner's had a few times as he's gotten older where they've happened, but it's not been like a common occurrence by any means. Maybe like 3 to 4 times in his entire life that has happened. But if you have a dog that's doing a lot of anal gland activities, this might be a solution to make your lives a little bit easier. So that being said, those are all the dehydrated dog treats I currently have. In the future, I'll go through more because I'm gonna get more. I will be getting more. And maybe I'll do a better job of composing information where I read it off of a paper instead of going off what's the top of my head. However, I thought that this video would be informal in the sense of these are things that I know that, can be beneficial for my dogs. And once again, you don't have to do all these things, blah, 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 to make their meals, whatever. But this can be something, just a little something, whatever we're doing to make our dogs' lives more enriching and more rewarding for them, the better. And keeping them healthy is a part of that. Making it where they're not just eating the same thing every single day is a part of it. I know for a fact my dogs would happily eat the same thing every single day because they're dogs, they're not people, once again. Stop humanizing your dogs. However, doing things for your dog can be a very rewarding and enriching experience for you. Like I said, one of my favorite things to do each day is make my dogs meals and get it all set up so it's nice and special for them. But with that being said, there's one more announcement that I have. By this video being posted, I should be doing a giveaway on my Facebook business account. So I'm going to share, it's Gunner's birthday giveaway, where I will be giving away, I don't want to, basically they're Gunner's favorite treats, and my whole thing is, since I'm giving away a birthday present for Gunner, I want it to be kind of a surprise. So I say, oh, you're gonna get some of his favorite treats, some of his favorite toys, and then you'll also get a pet portrait, a coupon off my other services, and a wood cookie paw print. So if that's something you'd like to participate in, the one thing I will say is if you are not located near Kewanee, Wisconsin, I will either have you do pickup or you will need to cover the shipping, because I'm not made out of money. My channel is not monetized yet, but in the future when I do get monetized, the shipping shouldn't be an issue. But even just sharing it to people and getting the word out and things like that, the better. But I will say there will probably be some dehydrated treats in that giveaway that I know and I trust and I use for Gun. So if this is something where, you know, you're kind of worried about that stuff, obviously I can't speak for the businesses. I'm not sponsored by the businesses, but for me personally, I've had nothing but good experiences from these products. And since I'm not sponsored, that should probably make me a little bit more trustworthy. Obviously know your dog. Don't give them a million of these, because then they will get an upset stomach, blah, blah, blah. Obviously anything, you know, this should be common sense. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Make sure to go check out the giveaway. It's on Facebook, and follow the rules. Basically, you like and comment on Gunner's birthday post, then you have to share the post and just follow my account. And I will be doing more giveaways in the future too. I'll do my best to announce them on YouTube when I can, but if you follow my Facebook business page, you will for sure, you know, see the giveaways. Most of the giveaways that, at least through my business, will be on my business page. I might do some YouTube giveaways, but right now, business stuff. But thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!